Hey there, welcome back to Owl Dragon Adventures. I'm Scott Kegler.
And I'm Rob McPherson.
And here are our highlights from GenCon. So this is just a quick video. We've just gotten back. This is Monday now, so we'll be posting this a little bit later. We had a very...
exhausting.
Either late night or early morning. We flew, had horrible delays, got in effectively around 3 o'clock in the morning. But we just wanted to have a few conversations about, and kind of a precursor to future videos about some of the games we experienced at GenCon.
Yeah, so unlike what we did at PAX, we're not going to kind of dive through each individual game we picked up or anything like that. We're going to kind of save that for future things. You'll see it on our Instagram and see it on our Twitter and such for what we picked up.
Yeah.
And our giant hauls that
we'll go
take pictures of.
Overview of that. But just some things we got a chance to. I know we talked about it leading up to on TikTok about what we'd be doing. And the number one thing that was most interesting is our first Gen Con. So it was a lot to take in with everything, only having been at a smaller convention before.
Yeah, it's kind of stereotypical, but it was definitely that moment where we walked out to the floor, and we both just looked around and went like, oh. Yeah,
and we and being overachievers, we also both overcommitted ourselves too. In great ways. We both were running stuff. So that was the first highlight of the show for us was I was doing demos of board games for Pandasaurus, and
I worked with Wyvern Gaming running a couple of episodes of their Stargate SG-1 RPG.
So a lot of time talking about games with individuals and really seeing people excited, delighting with
your voice seems to have fared a bit better than mine.
It was a lot. I mean, I ran about 6-7 hours a day of different games. So main 2 games there for Pandasaurus. It was a lot of fun. Dinosaur World, which I'm already very passionate about. And I actually got to run the Fox Experiment, which is one of their newer games that'll be coming out. They just announced it at the con. So we'll be talking about that more on the channel as well.
Yeah, so I ran part of the living series of the Stargate SG-1 RPG. What was interesting about it to me is how many people just hopped in. Like, I had a group, there's 13 episodes in the season, and I had a group jump in, never played before in episode 12. I'm like, well, some things happened before you arrived.
Yeah. I caught the tail end of one of his sessions. It looked like a lot of fun, and that was just a highlight, seeing people passionate about it, particularly like Dinosaur World. There was a lot of people I met that had gotten it over the pandemic from the Kickstarter, and they're just now getting an opportunity to get with friends, and they hadn't learned it, and they were just excited to learn the game.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway from the whole thing is just the excitement around there. There's technically really 2 down years, 2020 where there was no con at all, and even 2021 it was like half capacity. Right. So this was I haven't looked up the attendance numbers yet, but it felt high. Yeah,
I heard a lot. And that had a big impact on it.
Yeah.
Another thing that was really exciting for us, another highlight, was meeting designers of games, and we've only had limited opportunities to discuss with people's individual games, whether it's been playtest, but just sitting there talking through process on both published games, and talking about that, but a lot of opportunities to speak to some people about either recently kickstarted games or games that were in development or looking for a Kickstarter.
Yeah, we're in a pretty fun place with this channel right now because we're just starting to scratch the surface of when we mention it and people take a look at our channel, they're like, oh, and then they kind of open up and stuff. So we're getting some behind the scenes looks at some things. And that's really exciting because as we mentioned when we first started this, that's kind of what we're here for. We're here to learn and kind of enjoy the whole process from start to finish.
Yeah, I really love to talk on those, and we'll break it down into some of those conversations we had on the highlights of maybe just designers, but that was definitely a highlight. Yeah. All the way up into our final flight, coming back home, we were sitting with someone that has a pretty far along copy of a game that they're marketing. So just added on the plane, got to talk to a lot of playing board games all the way up until we our last connection flight.
Yeah. We got to the airport and we were like, all right, cool. We're about 2 hours early, enough time to get some food halfway through dinner. I looked and the flight had been delayed by an hour, 15 minutes. Right. We're like, got 3 hours to have some dinner.
It was crazy. And just another highlight in general was just the future games that we were looking at, whether that was things that we were already well aware of or some other new things as well. The number one that stood out for both of us was Chip Theory Games had their Victorum on the floor. Yep. The full set of the game, pretty much all the components that will be as is.
Yeah, as is normal with Chip Theory, it is ridiculously overproduced in all of the best ways. Like you saw the chip box, that white box. That's actually in the box. That's a real thing.
They were doing what is that? The dip. did they do on that for? Why am I blinking on it?
Not sure where you're going.
With the kids make that look like marble.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Hydro dip or whatever.
Yeah, the hydro. Yeah.
It's
absolutely gorgeous.
It was a great idea to take this white plastic piece. It was fine.
Yep.
I like to do the dip on it and give it. And now it looks like it's actually cut out of marble for the pieces. Great quality. Very excited.
So we both knew about it beforehand, but like it's character development, it's a little campaigny. It's
and the table presence for it looks pretty manageable.
Yeah.
For a solo game.
I talked to them a little bit, and I'm like, so this feels a little bit like a mix between Too Many Bones and Hoplomachus, and that's exactly what they were going for. So that was cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited to try that one out. The player board reminds me of their solo game that they did, Hoplomachus Origins, but just more fleshed out with a campaign. And, so very excited for that. And just talking to other creators was really exciting. Yeah. We've been building some relationships through YouTube and TikTok, talking to others, but actually getting to say hi to someone in person, shake their hand, have conversations that were more robust than text messages or comment section things where we're going on about it, and just talking about the hobby and being passionate about what we're doing as creators, what we're looking for in games, and how we want to interact with each other. So that was just really
so
awesome.
I'm excited. I think we made some good connections. I've already lined us up at least 2 or 3 play tests for reviews of games that are coming out in the near future. So keep your eye on the channel for that kind of stuff. We're making some good headway and getting some preview material for you guys. In fact,
we have. I don't want to jinx it, but we do have possibly a really cool prototype coming in the next few weeks that we'll be able to showcase on the channel of a pretty major publisher. So, I mean, fingers crossed that actually goes through. I don't want to say it and then it's not official, but that'll be exciting for us.
This is more clickbaity. Come back and find out what it is.
So I'm very excited for that, actually. That was something I did not know going into the weekend that I was going to have that.
Same.
So I'm very excited when we were talking about it. So more to come on that.
Yeah. I mean, as you said, it's Monday now, and of course, us being us, we're actually about to dive into our game night and break out some of the cool games that we picked up at GenCon, and one of the ones that was waiting for us when we got back. So this isn't really GenCon related, but we did just get the delivery of Age of Galaxy to us.
I'll give them a quick shout out on that.
Yeah. There we go. There it is.
This just came in for us. We're very excited to break that out actually tonight, so we'll be playing that. So again, after 4 days of board games, we've decided that we're going to celebrate with more board games.
Yep. My favorite stupid but great thing is it comes with a little elastic to hold the 2 boxes together. Really
great for a tiny game, so publishers think about it.
Yeah, nice add-on there, Ice Mix. So overall, it was a great community experience, getting to talk to designers, creators, as well as just other board gamers, like all the way through. What I'm really getting passionate as we get more dived into this is how everyone in this hobby feels very there's accessible. A lot of communities that feel competitive in terms of, especially with content creators, and this community really feels like we want to build each other up, and that's a really cool thing.
And it's just exciting. It's just like I've never seen people's eyes light up when you start, like, you all of a sudden find a connection. And like the last thing I'll leave you with, even outside of just board games, we ended up having kind of a happenstance dinner with another couple on the airport.
Right.
Because we needed to get a table. We got a restaurant, and myself and one of them were very passionate about Eberron. And it was just so cool to jump into like another part of the fandom, like outside of just board games, tabletop. We just geeked out over that. And it's just such an excited, positive, non-toxic community. And it was just so cool to spend the weekend with all those people. Yeah. Well, that was it for GenCon, our overview. Thank you for the conversations at GenCon that we got to have with some folks. If you had a good time at GenCon, you had some highlights and things you want to ask us about that we got a chance to see or play, go ahead and give a comment there, and also like and subscribe for the channel as we get more of our newest stuff coming out in the next few weeks. Yep. So we look forward to seeing all of you at our next convention we're going to, which is going to be at PAX U this December, because we can't help ourselves and we're just going to keep spending money on this hobby no matter what our wives tell us. Well, with that, we wish you good luck with all of your future board game adventures. And thank you for joining us on ours.